Oh, Boeing. Boeing, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong, Boeing? By the way, those astronauts are still up there. Starliner. Well, something's going on. The machinists are walking off the job after rejecting a control deal with Boeing. They're leaving. Hey, you know what? Boeing workers, well done. Seriously, all right? Because look, there's something wrong at Boeing. And listen, to the Boeing CEO, to the CEO, to people who are like the high echelon leaders. I mean, I know when you probably put your pants on, you wash your face, you brush your teeth, you look yourselves in the mirror and be like, yeah, I'm part of Boeing leadership. I'll make a 7-figure salary or something like that. Maybe, whatever. But seriously, like, your company is a joke. I mean, the internet, everybody, old people, young people, black, white, Latino, Asian, Arab, Muslim, Christian, Jew, atheist, boomers, Gen Xers, millennials, Gen Z, across the whole country and across the whole world, we're laughing at you because your planes are falling apart. I mean, I remember a time you guys used to be known for quality. And look, I'm going to say a real hot take here that might get me canceled. This could probably be the end of Hard Lens Media. Controversial statement in a 3, 2, and a 1. But when people get in planes, they expect the plane to properly take off, stay in the air, get them from point A to point B, land safely, and they arrive to their destination, and the plane to be built properly. How dare you can't assume a plane is not built properly? A plane can fall apart in the air, and if it wants to, it's its own right. Shame on you. # we must cancel him and deplatform him. It's a hot take. I'm probably canceled. I'm sorry. If it offended the audience, I'm not sorry. Cancel me. Cancel me! So let's talk about it, because here's what's going on here. Shout out to Case Study QB, who's wrongly being censored. How dare you, kid, say a plane should stay in the air?
It has been a difficult few years for Boeing, to say the least. Earlier this year, a Boeing...
Oh, you don't say. It's been a difficult year? Yo, their Starship has caused 2 astronauts to be up there until February 2025.
Plane lost a door plug mid-flight. Now, the company risks temporarily losing some 20% of its workforce. After years of losing money and 2 fatal crashes, the aircraft manufacturer is now facing a factory strike that its CFO says could jeopardize its recovery. But its union members nearly unanimously voted down the company's first contract offer, which included a 25% pay increase after years of stagnant wages. Just last year, Boeing's now departed CEO received a 45% pay hike, despite the company's failure to turn a profit since 2018. I spoke with the president of the union that represents most of the workers on strike, John Holden, earlier this evening. Here's our conversation. John, thanks so much for being here with us. We appreciate your time this afternoon.
Thanks. Happy to be here.
Yeah, I just want to ask you first, if you were surprised when your members rejected this deal that union leadership negotiated, called the best deal it had ever gotten with Boeing.
No, I'm not. I know that we bargained the best we could get at the bargaining table, short of a strike, and we had to put it in our members' hands. And I knew that that's where our power resides, and they spoke loud and clear, and we were ready for that.
And you've said you're going to, quote, push the company further than they ever thought they'd go. What does that mean?
Well, we have to. I mean, we've spent the last 20 years being attacked, being threatened, seeing our jobs moved out of state.
Yeah, hey, listen, being attacked. Hey, any whistleblower, geez. Are there any still living whistleblowers who are talking about what's going on at Boeing? Are they still alive? See, it's very convenient, Boeing. Let's say, for example, just right now, let's just say Boeing played no ill part, okay? Because, again, there's a lot unpacking here. It still doesn't look good on your part, Boeing, okay? Like, maybe, I don't know. Just maybe tell the truth. Like, hey, look, we've been doing a half-ass job. You know, I'm even being generous. Half-ass, there was no ass, okay? Nothing but flat board. Boeing. The reason why people are so upset is because of the leadership. Mr. CEO and board of executives, looking yourselves in the mirror. Oh, gee, we're part of Boeing. Oh, our planes are falling apart. Why are people hating us? Oh, because maybe people want to get on an airplane that works. But according to my live stream chat, people are saying now planes can identify as buses too, Kit. Cancel me. I don't care. Planes stay in the air, and that's what they should be. Planes fly, not drive. That's right. I'm letting the hate flow. Airplanes go in the air, and that's where they belong. Separate from the ground. Oh, but wait, hold on. The way the planes are going, they are going straight to the ground. Boeing, a name you cannot trust.
Stagnating our wages, loss of healthcare with a cost shift, massive cost shift onto our members, and of course the loss of our defined benefit pension. And so we're ready for this, and I know that our members, it was a bridge too far. There's a lot of deep-seated anger, and it came out in that vote.
And listen,
Angelo, Boeing executives are running this company into the ground. Get up and go see the White House counselor right now. Go tell the White House counselor what you just said. Go. Get out of my classroom.
to an outsider, a 25% pay increase over 4 years sounds pretty good. But again, 96% of your members voting against this, rejecting this deal. Are you confident you're in step with your membership here?
I am. We're here. We serve at the mercy of our membership. We're here to support them and take their issues forward.
Karen, get up. Go see the White House counselor. Landing is called a controlled crash. What's wrong with my audience? What kind of audience have I cultivated? Where did you learn to talk like this? Because I know you didn't learn it from Hard Lens Media.
Which we are. We have to do some surveying, find out exactly where the issues are that we can propose going forward. But I know it's
Gray Walker. I guess the execs thought it was called Boeing because that's the sound doors make when they blow off. Gray Walker, Semper Fidelis, my Marine brother. Get up, go see the White House counselor. Tell her, Wendy Carballo, what you just said.
It's about wages, and I know it's about the defined benefit pension, and that's what we'll be pushing as we get into talks, hopefully next week.
And so how much of the unity that you're seeing among your members, how much leverage does that give you, do you think, at the negotiating table?
It's immense pressure. We have maximized our leverage. We are peaking at the right time, and our members are confident. They're standing strong, shoulder to shoulder, and this gives us the most leverage that we've had in years, and we're going to use it.
And I hear you when you're saying that obviously this is about money. This is about this pension deal. Is it also more about money? Is this years of frustration coming to a head?
Well, it was really tough in the last 10 years where we had stagnated wages, very low wage increases. We had massive cost inflation or massive inflation that we experienced. And so
kill your Egorus. There we go. I think I said it right. Boing. Since the E fell off. I love you, brother. Get up, go see the White House counselor. Tell her what you just said.
Our members didn't keep up, and they deserve better. And so we were just trying to catch up. And for many, the 25%.
Also, something real serious here. No one cared when the railroad workers were striking. Democrats and Republicans broke the strike. How long before Democrats and Republicans break the mechanics strike? I expect them to do that very soon. They'll do it. They'll do it. Why? Because Boeing, being a major corporation, can also buy off U.S. and Democratic and Republican politicians. We've legalized bribery here in this country. Oh, you think I'm joking? I'm not.
Just was not enough, especially some of our newer members that aren't making as much. So they're still struggling to find rent, places they can rent. They have to move 50 miles away from the plant so that they can, afford a place. So this is about a work-life balance. It's about a quality of life, and our members are fighting for better.
And all of this is happening as Boeing is under immense financial pressure. They haven't turned a profit in years. There's risk of their credit rating going down. What happens if the bottom falls out here? You're asking.
Hold on. It's not the workers' fault that the corporation's going under. It's the people who are running the corporation. You start from the top. Oh yeah, the average mechanist. Oh yes, the average here. Hold on. According to CNN, here, the average union worker just hold on. They wake up. Hold on. They wake up. Yawn. It's another morning. I wonder how I'm going to destroy this corporation. No, they're hopefully going to work. Trying to make ends meet. Clearly in an environment where they don't care about worker safety or quality control. Who's causing the company to crash? It's the leadership. You start with the very top. Start from the top, CNN. You go from the top, CNN. This is why nobody respects your news organization. Max, HBO. What were you thinking putting CNN in your portfolio? CNN, the only news media outlet that had an ego so huge that they thought people want to pay for their premium streaming service that only lasted for a month. $250 million down the frickin' drain. Kit, independent media isn't real. Well, gee, at least I didn't lose $250 million in 1 month, CNN. Oh, we're CNN. We're going to do a streaming service. Well, no one's watching. Why? Because you suck.
For a lot. Can the company even afford to do that?
We're asking for reasonable things. Our members have gone through a lot. It's time for them to make up for some of the past and to make gains for the future. These are reasonable things. They are affordable, and our members are on the right path.
And how long do you think they're prepared to strike? And I'm curious if you also spoken at all with the Biden administration.
1 day longer, 1 day stronger. That's what our members are talking about. I have not had any recent conversations with the Biden administration. So that's where that's at.
And what about the role of this new CEO? Because this person has replaced the former CEO that was there for so many tumultuous situations. What is your relationship there, and what kind of role do you think they'll be playing?
It's a new relationship. I know that Mr. Ortberg is going to be involved in talks going forward. I think he probably came in at a very tough time. He's now responsible for what's happened for the last 20 years, and that's not an easy place to be. All I can say is I'm focused on what our members' demands are, and that's what I'll be proposing going forward.
And how would you describe? I hear you saying that they're ready to strike. They're prepared to strike for as long as it takes. What would you say, though, is the morale among those?
See, this is CNN trying to make him feel guilty. How dare you people strike? Just shut up and work for your corporate overlords. Won't anybody think about the corporation? Well, won't anybody think about the airplanes that are falling apart, or the fact that whistleblowers are dying, or the fact that the whole system is just not working, and that perhaps flying isn't the safest way to travel and you're making Superman look bad? I mean, come on. It's reasonable for people to, I don't know, go on strike. Maybe it's reasonable for workers to say, hey, we're not getting the quality tools and equipment and time necessary to properly build airplanes and, yes, spaceships. Hey, Boeing, your spaceship caused 2 astronauts to stay up there longer. They were supposed to be up there for 2 weeks. You know that? Even the Titan submarine has a better track record than the Boeing Starliner, okay? I mean, to be fair here, yes, people are going to say, Kit, that's not nice. The Titan submarine imploded. Before it imploded, it did survive a couple attempts going back and up and down to the Titanic wreckage. So it did its job to a point. And it lasted longer than the Boeing Starliner. What does that tell you, Boeing? Yes, I'm making fun of you. And it's funny. It's funny. It's funny. It's funny to me, Boeing, because you are not serious people who are running that organization. You're not serious. You're clowns. And I encourage my audience to make fun of you, too. No, I didn't say that. Don't clip that. Don't clip that.
Workers, what is kind of the headspace that they're in right now as they strike?
Well, they're angry, for one. And this was their release. This was their ability to get their pound of flesh that they needed to get. I believe they're ready to go for the long haul. They're very confident. They're standing together. They're more united now than they ever have been in the past, and that gives us strength at the bargaining table.
And what comes next? When will you all sit down again? And what do you hope happens in that meeting?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe we actually get a fair deal. CNN, this is why I don't respect you, man. This is why I don't respect you, CNN.
Well, FMCS mediation has reached out to both sides. We will most likely get back to some mediated conversations starting next week, early next week. We'll be reaching out to our members, having some discussion, communicating so they're aware of what's happening and they can give us their input. And hopefully we can continue working forward to reach the agreement that our members deserve.
All right, we will see what unfolds. John Holden, thanks so much for your time. We appreciate it.
So what can we take from this? What can we learn from the failures of Boeing? Well, knowing that Boeing, like any other corporation, has lobby influence in Washington, D.C., I am prepared to witness the next few days in which the strikers will be striking. But knowing Congress and knowing this administration, the Biden-Harris administration, there's going to be a clampdown of some sort on these workers. Because the last thing these politicians want to see is workers go on strike. Look what happened to the railroad workers. And this election cycle is going to play a pivotal role. But also calls into question, too, the overall safety and quality standards of air travel in the United States. For a long time, there was this assumption that, yes, our planes work properly. Fly in the air, go from point A to point B. And from point B all the way back to point A. But not looking that way. And many people have a right to be afraid. The consumers have a right to be afraid. You would think in theory the corporations would actually care about what their consumers think. But again, all corporations do is think about short-term profit and cutting till you get nothing but a circle. And even then, they're going to try and cut corners in a circle because that's how these corporations operate. They don't care about consumer safety or workers or anything like that. They only care about their ego and pride and how much money they can bleed. That's all what they care about. Just a short-term version. So when we look at Boeing, when you look at the airplanes, just know this. There are workers there that have sacrificed everything to try and reveal the truth. And that there are people right now trying to make ends meet while their CEOs and board of execs are living their best life. They haven't earned a profit in quite some time. And yet, already, we're seeing the failure of the name Boeing. It was a name that was respected, but how can anybody respect an organization that's allowing its own product to fail? And when you have bad product, the people have every right to call it out. Good luck to these workers, but I'm going to give this one warning to the strikers. Be prepared to see D.C. come down on you, both Democratic and Republican politicians. Stand strong.